Hey everyone, it's Katie Rustler of Positive Connections, and I'm here to teach you about the difference between criticizing versus complaining. Very often, the couples that come into my office are struggling with this very issue. They get so caught up in the frustration of what they're feeling, and they forget to respect the person they're talking to. So let's talk about what the difference is. So when we criticize, we are attacking the person. We're attacking who they are, how they think, just them as a whole person. When we complain, we're looking at the action, the behavior or issue we have versus the whole person. We recognize that we as people are not always our actions. So let me give you an example that's pretty easy to understand. Let's say a 5-year-old boy is kicking a soccer ball outside and his parent says, "Hey, be careful by the cars. I definitely don't want you to hit our neighbor's car with the soccer ball." Yeah, mom, okay. So the kid's just kicking the soccer ball like a 5-year-old would and accidentally hits the car. There are two ways to respond. We can either, "What's wrong with you? Do you have ears? Did you not hear what I said?" Which has done what? Criticized the kid. Or we can go, "I asked you not to kick the soccer ball around the cars and you've hit the car now, so now I'm going to have to take the soccer ball. Or I'm going to redirect you to play in a different area." That's the action. That's the activity that needs to change. This is the problem. You hit the car and therefore the consequence is. Versus you have failed as a human being because you did not listen because you're 5 years old. Do you see the difference? Criticism really attacks who we are and typically started from childhood. Many times our parents didn't realize what they were doing was criticizing us when they were parenting us. They were attacking who we are. And that's a large reason why the positive parenting movement is huge right now. It's because we're recognizing, whoa, we got to stop attacking the person. It affects our self-esteem, it affects our self-worth, versus really addressing the problem, which is the behavior, the thing we want to change. So let's use this example with our partner. I've asked my husband to take out the trash for the 3rd time this week. It is a heaping mess. Holy cow, how can you not smell it? Okay, scene. "Honey, like seriously, how many times do I have to ask you to do this? What is wrong with you?" I ask our daughter one time and she's got it figured out already to go ahead and do what I've asked her to do. But I ask you 3 times and you can't even take out a simple thing like the trash. What do you need me to do? Do you want me to write a big sign? Do I need to write it on your forehead so you see it in the mirror? Like, what do you need from me so that you will just take out the trash? End of scene. Whew. Okay. So I attacked my husband. I made him feel less than my child, who is, by the way, 4. I made sure that he feels less than me, that I am superior to him, and why isn't he listening to my request? And that it needed to be on my time. And how dare he forget for the 3rd time this thing I've asked him to do? Okay, let's try this again. See. "Honey, the trash has still not been taken out. This is the 3rd time this week I've asked you, and I really don't enjoy nagging. What is the best way for me to communicate with you when this needs to get done?" And then he might respond like, "Oh man, I forgot. Okay, I'll do it later. Do you mind doing it right now? Because it's really starting to make me feel extremely angry and bitter because I'm making sure that dinner's on the table and I'm making sure your laundry's done and all I need from you is to take out the trash. Can you please do that?" Scene. So I've continued to focus on the behavior. I need you to take out the trash. Can you please take out the trash? I don't want to be a nag to you. I realize you don't like when I'm a nag to you. Can you please take out the trash? Now later on, I might have a conversation with him the next day. "Hey, so I had to talk with you 3 times this week to remind you to take out the trash. And I realize you don't see the trash as much as I do, but it frustrates me when it's overflowing and I'm having to smash things in even further just to be able to have space to put things in. And I don't want to get angry over something silly as the trash. How can we change this? Is it easier if I write a little post-it note by the door? Like, what is the way that we can communicate about you remembering this new chore or an old chore, how we can help you remember this chore so that you get it done and then it's not a point of contention between us. Again, I'm only focusing on the behavior. How can we fix it? How can we make this easier for both of us? Because neither of us wants to feel frustrated. And I don't think any less of you as a human being or that I'm above you in any way. I just want the trash to be taken out. It's a concept that very often in the moment we forget about. And we immediately, out of anger and bitterness and even sadness sometimes, just let it out. So you really have to take a moment and stop yourself before you react with that gut impulse to just attack and go, what is it that I want to say right now that's going to be effective versus being critical and attacking my partner? Your partner might need to watch this video too. Feel free to share it with them. Many times we get into this cycle back and forth. It's not just one-sided when it comes to criticism. We either learn it from our partner or we've learned it from our parents and other relationships, how to attack with criticism. It's around us all the time. Like I shared with the parenting example, it happens from the very beginning. Simple things like, what's wrong with you? Why can't you figure this out? What do you need me to do? Put it on your head. Like, what do you need so that you can get it through your brain? This is what I need you to do. It's very attacking to the person and many oftentimes makes them feel worse than empowering them to do the thing you want them to do. Focus on the action. Now, if you find that you're getting caught up in like, well, but what really is this difference? Like, is this a complaint or is this a criticism? I have my email below. Email me and let me know what it is you're struggling with. If you know your relationship needs a step further, I have a great course called How to Kid-Proof Your Marriage. And it helps you through 4 weeks of really reconnecting, addressing some of these communication issues and how you can start to see some of the warning signs and find ways to attack them in positive ways so that it no longer affects you and affects your connection with your partner. I'll make sure to have that website below as well. So work on complaining and not criticizing and see if that changes the dynamic in your next argument.